But we're still waiting on those Mario remasters, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, anything Metroid. And in the meantime, Nintendo has decided to go gangbusters and put over 350 games on Super Sale, delivering an eShop megaplex of fun and value. And I'm so pumped to share my picks with you. This sale is legendary. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Make sure to let me know in the comments down below which of these games you are excited to pick up and which ones you'd recommend to a friend. Smash that like button if you enjoy getting Switch games cheap. I know you all do. Now, this sale right now is over in Europe only, and even though our European audience is growing, hey, American audience, this appeals to you as well, because last year, this sale started in Europe and then made its way to the States. So I fully expect that we will get this sale in a couple of days or so. It might have some tweaks, but it probably will feature many of the same games with relatively similar discounts, so you can still earmark and decide what you want. Now, we've got a ton of games, third-party, indie, big titles, ultra cheap. Let's get rolling. Today's video is brought to you by Hypercharge Unbox, and it's actually one of the games on sale that I was going to talk about. It's currently 30% off for £13.99 and features an awesome blend of horde mode, co-op defense, and competitive FPS gameplay. This one is like Toy Story meets Guns on Switch and features super smooth controls, impressively pretty visuals, and it's one of those games that has gotten better and better since launch. I love stories like this. Hypercharge Unbox already features PvP, co-op, online, split screen, and even with pandemic delays, their small but mighty team is hard at work on lots more content. And it's all free, which is what we love here. They've already added new modes, quality of life updates, addressed replayability, improved unlocks, and now we're focused on expanding the single player side of things as the year moves on. Animal Crossing, take notice. This genre doesn't get tons of love on the system even in year 4, so this is an easy recommendation for something colorful, creative, fun, and polished. I really enjoyed playing a bunch of the game. It's those big environments like a toy store, a backyard, a kitchen, and you're just a toy, so they're larger than life. Those really do it for me. They're super cool, so make sure to click the link in the description below to check this game out. From there, I'll shower you with Geralt goodness as The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition is down to £34.99. That's 30% off. And in an era when some ports don't do as well as others, this one stole the show. It's a fantastic iteration of one of the generation's greatest games. It is massive, it is moving, and this has all the content, including the ability for cross saves, which is crazy cool. And this is a good price point to grab the game if you've missed out. I mean, your value will be immense here. You're gonna get your money's worth. Don't even sweat it. Next up, we've got Katana ZERO. Ooh, top tier indie. I put this up there with Celeste, which may be like, but I'm telling you, Katana ZERO is crazy cool. It's currently 33% off, down to £9.03. I love this game so much. It is a pixel art side-scrolling game with cool story, kind of sounding similar to Celeste, except in this one, you are trying to destroy everything as fast as possible and as perfectly as possible. And goodness gracious, if Celeste is heartwarming, Katana ZERO is a little bit disturbing, but in a really fun, engaging, mysterious way. Now, FIFA 20 Legacy Edition is down to £17.99. That's 60% off. Grab some football action on your portable meets TV hybrid. I like this price point a lot. Now, I will let you know that EA is committed to bringing more titles to the Switch, so we'll probably get announcements of new games soon, but if you want to grab one that does have kind of the best version of things, this Legacy Edition is pretty darn nifty, and it runs pretty well on Switch. I don't think it's like the golden standard for ports, but it's solid enough and worth your money at this price point. We've got Slay the Spire. Ooh, addictive as all heck. It's actually coming to mobile soon, but hey, grab the Switch version for £13.39. That's 33% off. I love this game. I love deck building, roguelite action titles, and this one has it all. It is the king, the OG, the one that started, maybe not all of it, but really gained the spotlight. It's fantastic. You're going to roll through these series of battles, build up your deck, grab artifacts, defeat strange-looking enemies, unlock new characters. It is a joy. If you haven't played it, you owe it to yourself. Now, Dead Cells is in the same boat. This one's £16.86, down 25%. A phenomenal Roguevania, as they call it. It's gotten all sorts of accolades. You guys have probably heard of it. You might have even played it. I think everybody should own this game. It is super stinking fun. I wish the sale was a little bit more dramatic than 25%. But the game is that good. It's fine at full price. It's definitely fine at 16.86. Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. Hey, Microsoft makes their way to the system and hopefully is here to stay. One day will we get Game Pass? I don't know. That would be a crazy future. In the meantime, you can grab this very emotional, awesome platformer for £10.49. That's 30% off. And I love having this and Cuphead on my console. It just feels so weird, but so right. And this one is challenging and beautiful. The sequel is really good, but I don't know when we'll get that on Switch. Let's go to a bit of a bigger game. Bulletstorm Duke of Switch Edition is down to £12.49. That puts it 50% off. And even though this game originated a whole generation ago, I really like the score-based crazy kills and insane guns and over-the-top antics of Bulletstorm. Duke Nukem might be a little too much for you, but you don't have to play as Duke Nukem. You can, you don't have to. I kind of recommend the OG character. I think I like that one more, but it's really fun. We're trying to string together these combos with crazy kills and doing specific things for higher points. It's a nifty time. It's definitely from an era that doesn't exist anymore in terms of FPSs that were really like in your face, but I still think Bulletstorm is fun, and I'm glad it's on Switch. I also love Bloodroots. It's in your face in a different way. It is a quirky indie with a lot of carnage, down to £11.19. That's 30% off. A fairly recent release. I really enjoy the game. It is difficult. It subscribes to that, hey, you get hit and you're done philosophy that we've seen in many games like Hotline Miami or even Katana ZERO, but this one is arena-based. You're trying to work your way, picking up weapons as you go, utilizing crazy kills, and making sure you survive in this very vengeful quest that is one of my favorite games to play on a plane. It's got good bite-sized levels and is challenging. Darksiders Genesis is down to £27.99. That's 20% off. You guys know I love this one. Lonely co-op as you play as War and Strife together or separate. You can play real co-op, but I like lonely co-op. Control both characters, swap as you will. It is a top-down action loot venture type game with powers. It's a little bit of Diablo, it's a little bit of Darksiders. It's a whole lot of fun. It looks really good, and I like it on a discount for Nintendo Switch. One of my favorite games, actually, that's come out kind of in that mid-tier price point. Really, really good. I like it better than Darksiders 3. Steam World Quest Hand of Gilgamesh is down 50% to 11.24. And if you haven't grabbed this one, this game and Katana ZERO are right up there as my favorite indies on the system ever. If you haven't played it, it is a deck builder, but much more RPG-esque than roguelite-esque. Going through a story, really nice art, really heartwarming, charming characters, and a lot of customization as you build your deck. You're always unlocking something new, and that's what I respect most about Image & Form's quest into SteamWorld Quest. Can't wait to see where they go next. I'm assuming a new game is going to be announced sometime soon. It just feels like that time. Speaking of time, A Hat in Time is down to £17.63. That's 30% off for this game that brings it back to the Banjo-Kazooie type era. I would say this and Yooka-Laylee are similar, but this was a little bit more Kickstarter, indie, not as big of names attached. And then, well, Yooka-Laylee was also kind of like that, but Yooka-Laylee just had the Banjo spirit. This one's its own thing, and a lot of people liked it better. So if you're into sort of that old school collect-em platformers and you want to time travel as a girl with a giant top hat, this could be for you. Wargroove is down to $7.99. That's 50% off. I didn't fall in love with this like I wanted to. I always mean to go back, though. Maybe this is a good opportunity. It's a Chucklefish joint that is their riff on Advance Wars. If you don't know what Advance Wars is, what are you doing? That's a franchise that we need on Switch, but in the meantime, Wargroove is pretty great. It's got DLC, and you can play as a battle dog. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is always on sale, but I love this game, so 50% off. It's a great grab. It's £17.49. It combines 3 Crash games. They still hold up to this day. They look good. They run well on Switch, and they're a lot harder than you probably remember, but I really enjoy the gameplay, and it's one of the easy, like, hey, you need a new game on Switch? Recommend this. A lot of content there, and I think a lot of fun, whether you have the nostalgia or not. Spyro Reignited Trilogy complements Crash well. It's also 50% off, also £17.49, bringing 3 Spyro titles together. I like Crash better than Spyro, but I know a lot of people prefer Spyro over Crash. It's a little bit more laid back, kind of just going around through the motions, but people like the purple dragon with the flame breath, and you get to play Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon all in one package at a pretty sweet price point. Risk of Rain 2 came out last year to, I think, a lot of critical and fan love. It's £12.49. That's 50% down. It does have those roguelike elements. It is multiplayer, and instead of it being side-scrolling 2D like Risk of Rain 1, It is 3D, randomized stage, a ton of enemies, bosses, upgrades, yada yada. They've added a lot of content. It's really, really cool, and I like it a lot at 50% off. Makes me want Deep Rock Galactic on Switch, even though that's not the same genre. It just makes me think of that. Noted. Golf Story is down to 6.74 pounds. That's 50% off. This is golf mixed with RPG. It's what Nintendo used to do a lot of with Camelot on their handheld platforms. We haven't seen anything like that on Switch. There's no Mario Golf. We got Mario Tennis. Had a pretty cool campaign. I'm still waiting on Mario Strikers and Mario Golf, though. So in the meantime, grab Golf Story. Sports Story is coming later this year. This one, though, kicked it off, and it's cheap. 6.74. I like it. Unravel 2 is a great co-op game. It's one that you can really enjoy during these wild, weird times. It's fantastic to play with friends, significant others, younger brothers, younger sisters, people that don't game, people that do game. It's pretty relaxed, it's pretty chill, but still enjoyable. This is EA doing the indie thing with Unravel. Yarny was a big deal at E3 a ways back. Unravel 2, I think, is better. I actually like it a lot. 6.24. That is 75% off. A pretty darn good deal, and I think you'll absolutely enjoy it. But guys and girls, Little Nightmares Complete Edition is one of my favorite indies of all. So at 8.39, 72% off, you gotta grab this one. It is a creepy, evocative quest through a very strange, scary world where these giant Muppets gone wrong are chasing you. Everything's very tactile. You're climbing, you're evading, you're escaping. The ending is ridiculous. It borrows from the types of games like Limbo and Inside, where it's telling a very intriguing story with few words, but a lot of great hands-on gameplay. And when you're being chased by the creepy chef, you will not forget it or sleep very well. Diablo 3 Eternal Collection is down to 24.99. That's 50% off. Y'all know Diablo. I think it's a great port on Switch. I like it a lot, whether it's multiplayer or single player. The game is on sale frequently. This is a pretty good price, though, putting it at full 50% off. A lot of times it's at 25 or 35% off. I like this one a lot. It runs really well. It's a great game to have on the platform. And I have the custom dock that released alongside it. It's pretty nifty. I'm actually using it right now. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove is down to 25.19, 30% off. Haven't seen this on sale very often. It hasn't been a part of a lot of the sales that we've discussed, so this is a good grab to get all those Shovel Knight games. If you want to play as Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, King Knight, Shovel Knight. You got the multiplayer showdown mode. There's a lot in this package, and now you can grab it for a much cheaper price. So much old school goodness. It's like Mega Man for the modern era, with a knight and a shovel and really cool gameplay and a lot of lore, actually. Surprising amount of lore, pretty art. And they've somehow, at Yacht Club Games, evolved Shovel Knight into this, amazing character that crosses over genres. We got, Dig and all these other games that are coming soon. So I'm very eager to see how far they're able to push this Blue Knight. They even got an amiibo, but here's your chance to see what it's all about. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is super sale at 17.99 pounds, 60% off if you miss Monster Hunter and are waiting for them to deliver a new one exclusive to Switch. Well, it may not happen this year. I don't know when it'll happen. It seems like it'd be silly for Capcom to not put a new Monster Hunter out this generation. The Switch is so darn popular and people love Monster Hunter. World exposed the franchise to a whole new audience, and this is not that, but some people prefer this style of gameplay, and it's a really great price. We've got Ashen at 19.19. It's 40% off. This is Dark Souls, but not made by From. Very similar combat, very difficult, challenging gameplay with a world that you're just kind of wandering and navigating. You do have a stamina bar. You are collecting souls. You are upgrading your village and your characters. And there's this strange passive co-op where you can kind of stumble upon people, almost Journey-esque, if you remember that game from that game company. A very pretty art style, very pretty music. I like this game a lot, and 40% off is a good sale. Metro Last Light Redux isn't really for me. I never have fallen into love with the Metro games. I don't know. They just don't click. I don't think they're as great as people might think, but I know a lot of people love them, so I want to point out that Last Light Redux is 14.61 pounds, 35% off. That's a pretty good price for a pretty popular game. We're not going to get the newest Metro on Switch, but you can experience the first two. They're both on sale, so get them if you're into this thing. Darksiders Warmastered Edition is 10.79 pounds, 60% off. Now, this is a franchise that I do have a lot of love for. Both titles, the Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition and Darksiders Warmastered Edition, are on sale. But since we already recommended Genesis, my pick is Darksiders 1. It's more Zelda-esque. I know a lot of people like that as you eagerly anticipate Breath of the Wild 2 and maybe more dungeons. This one's far more linear and traditional than Breath of the Wild, and it's very mature. War is a horseman of the apocalypse. It's not as friendly as Link, but it's really good gameplay. The game holds up pretty darn well, even in 2020. The graphics aren't too bad. It's a good Switch port. I like it a lot, and that's a cheap price point. Talos Principle Deluxe Edition is down to $13.49, 50% off. Puzzle action, not as fun or as cool as The Witness, but it's really good. And it's, it's got over 120 puzzles, and you're using a lot of like drones, laser beams, and manipulating time and things to solve your way through a bunch of challenges. It's an interesting title, and at 50% off, it's worth a flyer. Banner Saga 3 is a game I don't talk about often, but I think these are really cool titles. This is the newest game in the franchise. It is 11.24 pounds, down 50%. It is very deep strategic combat. You got to bite into this one and chew. But if you like that sort of thing, if you're an RPG player that really likes to take your time and plan your battles and work your way through a story that has a lot of decision making, pretty cool. It's won a lot of awards. A lot of people love it. You can start with Banner Saga 1, 2, and then get to 3, or you could just start with 3 because it's the newest. That's kind of how I like to play. Scribblenauts Mega Pack might seem like a weird inclusion for me, but if you've got kids, or you're stuck at home, or your school is messed up, 12.49 pounds, 50% off for this is pretty darn cool. This is going to give you Scribblenauts Unlimited and Scribblenauts Unmasked, a DC Comics adventure. You're basically writing the rules of your world, creating characters, and utilizing all sorts of objects that you generate to solve these levels and defeat the enemies. It's pretty fun, especially once they bring Batman and Superman into the mix. Again, you got young kids, you're looking for something super lighthearted, I actually like this. Lethal League Blaze is the last title for the day. It is 12.59 pounds, down 30%. This is that game that's like, ooh, I want to grab this because I haven't played it yet. I played Lethal League. I've never played Blaze, though. This is local and online, up to 4 players. They call it easy to pick up, hard to master gameplay, and it is like baseball in the streets with violence and really cool characters, and almost the art style kind of reminds me of like Jet Set Radio Future, even though I know the gameplay is nowhere near the same, but it's got kind of that that vibe to it. I don't know. I've always been intrigued by this. I think I'm going to pick it up. What are you guys going to pick up, though? There's so many good ones and so many titles that I didn't even have time to mention. Like I said, over 350. I expect most of this to come to the US and the West soon. In the meantime, we've got it over in Europe. My recommendations, dude, I like The Witcher 3 a lot at that price point. You know, I love Katana ZERO and SteamWorld Quest. I'm a big fan of Slay the Spire and Dead Cells. Ori and the Blind Forest is good. Bulletstorm is good. Bloodroots is really good. So much. Darksiders Genesis, Wargroove, Crash. This is just a stellar list. It is a killer lineup. And all these sales run till June the 14th. So you've got some time to plan and pick 10 days. In fact, make sure to check out the link in the description down below to see Hypercharge Unboxed. Thanks to the fine folks over there for sponsoring this video, and I'm excited to see the updates that they bring to the game later in the year. In the meantime, everybody, I'm excited to see you again soon. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for supporting. I love you all so much. Make sure you're staying safe and staying healthy and staying smart out there. Until next time, everybody, thanks again. Have a fantastic day. SwitchForce out.